Hello and welcome to Abundantly Purposeful. Today we are talking about a subject that is near and dear to my heart and Shelly's heart. We're talking about habits, how to build healthy habits in the different areas of life. My name is Kristyn Cozad and I'm a purpose coach at Illuminating Purpose. And this is my partner in crime, Shelly Schell.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shelly Schell, and I am a financial advisor, and I am excited to be here. I always learn so much from our conversations, which even though we come up with topics, right? This is completely unscripted. So we come up with our topics and we just start talking for 10 minutes. And I always come away from this and rewatch the videos going, wow, thank you, Kristyn. Like, I really learned something. So today with habits, this is one, as Kristyn said, is near to our hearts because we've just been talking about some of the habits that we have personally. I can speak for myself. I am trying to shift and make better choices and decisions on a more regular basis, right? So I don't know if you've heard this, Kristyn, but it takes 30 days to create a habit. That's just a habit. That's a good habit or a bad habit. And I know that I have several habits that I am listing down for our call today. I want to shift. And I'm gonna create a list, and then I'm going to focus for 30 days in shifting those habits on my list. And I have 5.
I love it. Well, and Shelly, why do the bad habits seem like they take less time to get really ingrained into our system? And it's so funny, but really, it really is a self-worth issue. And we had talked about this earlier, that really the way we choose to spend our time, what we do with our habits, where we put our attention has a lot to do. It's very telling on how we feel about ourselves. And every human being has those gaps of the areas where, gosh, I wish I cared better for myself in this particular area, whether it's my finances, my health, my relationships, whatever that is. We all have these areas. We all understand the challenges of unhealthy habits and what that looks like in our lives. And what it keeps us away from ultimately is, that bigger goal and that bigger vision for our lives. And living out of our purpose is really an activity of great self-worth, to really start to say, it's worth it. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have the life that I'm creating, and to really pay attention to those areas where it does sort of tend to hold us back in certain ways when we get into a rut, say, of a bad habit.
Yeah. I've noticed in my experience is that, you have this overarching, purpose that you live by, and, your core values and things like that that drive us every day. But it's the habits that, like you said, well, gosh, I don't know when I formed that habit. Like, how did that happen? That happened so quickly and easily. And it's not a habit that aligns with my core values or my purpose. For example, one for me, I talk about a lot, is just being healthy, living a healthy lifestyle, which to me that incorporates everything from money to the way I eat and exercise and my mental well-being, all of that. I tend to see my habits creep in so that they ignore my purpose and my values again. So it's just continually checking in and having community, having conversations, having healthy habits that remind you check in on what's really important I would say for me, it's a weekly basis, honestly.
Well, and what do they say, that you're the most similar to the 5 people that you spend the most time with?
Oh, and heard that.
Really surrounding ourselves with people that, they're holding a standard of healthy habits, and they're teaching us and guiding us as well, because we each have different areas of strength in our life. So I can feed one area for Shelly, she can feed another area for me. And it's really important to really pay attention to, the communities that we have and that we hold. And they are so dear to us. We do spend a lot of time, is this group allowing me to get into these bad habits and really disregard my own well-being? Or are they sort of raising me up to a different level and standard? that maybe I wouldn't do on my own. And we talk about community a lot. And I think that that is a really important place to really get the support in building those healthier habits that really are life-giving and really loving to ourselves.
I have never heard that. So
Oh,
I mean, that is,
I didn't make it up, but
oh my gosh, I totally, well, that, no, I didn't think you did. I just really find that to be thought
I
provoking.
can't take credit for it, is all I'm saying.
Well, wherever it came from, thank you for sharing, because honestly, that's what these conversations do. And this is what community does, because you're part of my community. And when I think about, that in the context of real life and 5 people that I'm around the most, or I'm, that's really going to make an impact on, for example, my 5 habits. It just happens to be the 5 habits that I want to change, or make a difference in my life. But with those 5 people, I'm going to do a little bit of journaling on that. And which isn't much, because I don't spend a lot of time journaling, everybody out there, just so you know. My journaling is like, I'm going to write 1 page on this conversation, and then I'm going to set some goals for myself, make some changes. But that's it's a good perspective to have about influences around us, people that are around us, and also how we influence the people that we're around, right? The impact we have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that, the things that we do consistently, repetition is the mother of skill, right? Mm-hmm. I think that was Tony Robbins that said that, but wherever it started, we all know it's true. The thing that we do over and over and over, as we're starting to build healthier habits, I think it's really important to be really gentle and compassionate with ourselves for wherever we are, to be really honest about exactly where we are, and we know where we're headed. And at the same time, just to really sort of give ourselves the space that this is an area where I'm growing. So we don't have to do it perfectly at first. We don't have to, I think that idea of, I need to change this habit and I'm going to be perfect in doing it, is something that can really hold us with not changing the habit. Yeah. Because it's that fear, right, that we'll disappoint ourselves, or that it's not something, gosh, I've proven myself to not be trustworthy in this area, so I'm afraid to try it again. And I think that that's something I can relate to completely. And I think it's really important to start paying attention to those things that will sort of kind of try to keep us back and away from building that good habit. I think that it's really important to have that level of self-compassion, and really, my action step for this week would be check in emotionally. If you're working towards a goal, are you being kind to yourself? Are you saying good things to yourself about, I will achieve this goal? And right now I'm in a learning journey. And I think that that's a really important mindset to keep, is that if we allow ourselves the space to learn, it gives us more grace with ourselves, and it actually helps us to move the needle and to start moving forward in that area of life that we want to have healthy habits. So Shelly,
I like that.
What would your action step be for people this week in building healthy money habits, or in any other area of life?
Yeah. So, although I'm going to do a journal sheet based on our conversation today about my habits that I want to change, I would say one of the things that I think is really helpful when it comes to money, just in general, in just a healthy habit to create, is that you open your statements every month. That you take out your statements, whatever they are, bank, investment, retirement accounts, whatever it is, open them up, take them out of the envelopes, open those bad boys up, and look at them. And then one step further is just take some notes, just any questions you have. Like, these are self questions. You can have these answered at a later date with your financial advisor or a friend or a family member or whomever, but just take some notes on those statements. And when you collect those statements over time, and again, some people get a lot of them online now, which is totally fine too. So you just open them up, you look at them, and then you can take notes on a separate piece of paper for yourself. But that is a habit that I have seen when people open statements, when they look at their accounts, no judgments, just look at them and be aware of what's on them on a regular basis, you'll start to have a deeper connection with what that money means to you, or what the purpose of that money may be, and what the goals are that you have for the money, for example. So I would.
Shelly, I am so busted. I never open the things. I love that. I love that. And I also, folks, if we can just leave you with what Shelly just said, no judgment. That will be the killer of building healthy habits.
We judge ourselves. Nobody else is judging us, right? Nobody's judging us. You judge yourself, because there's nothing
our own biggest judge. So, and nothing shuts us down more than being judged, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much, folks, for joining us today at Abundantly Purposeful. We ask that you please subscribe to our channel, share our videos with anybody that you think might find them helpful or get a little giggle out of them. We really enjoy making these videos, so please subscribe. And we put a new video out every Monday. So we will see you next Monday. We hope that this week you spend time thinking on the habits in your life and the ways that you can start to grow into healthier habits.
I love it, Kristyn. Thank you. Again, I learned so much today. I hope you all did too. And we look forward to seeing you next week.